Right, let's get this show on the road. It is Saturday, something of January. It's very cold, and here is my first ever video. There's every possibility this will go disastrously. The stand in the background I've weighed down with bricks and tried to keep it taut, but the wind is catching it, so if halfway through it takes a trip to the sky, we'll have a problem. What I will say though is, what a wonderful crisp day. Unfortunately the sun rises the other side of the house, so I'm working in the shade. Right then, so I bought these two trees 10 days ago, 11 days ago, an eBay find, and obviously with a subject like the one on the right, postage is an option, so I think buyers are pretty limited, and I got it at a great price. Got them both at a great price. I didn't realise until I arrived just how big this monstrosity is, and initially quite overwhelmed by its size in a positive way, like wow, look at that. Got it home, realising I've got nowhere to put it. I keep everything outdoors and these can't be outdoors, so I sort of crammed it into my office space, and it's joining me on Teams calls regularly, sort of squashing me with a good quality light on it. Now, I don't have any experience with these ficuses. I'm not particularly interested in them. I got caught up in the wow, look at the size of that, what a bargain price, take my money. Couldn't even fit it in. I thought I'd just put it on my passenger seat and I couldn't get it in, so it was sort of lay down in the back of the vehicle, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in. Let's have a look. I think when I lay it down, this branch here splits, which is not the end of the world. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the branches yet. So anyway, the next morning I had a proper look at the tree, because I picked up in the evening. It was dark, and that's when I noticed there's a massive degree of root rot. Now, I've not watered this since I got it because the roots were soaking and they were crumbling away in my fingers. Not ideal, especially when you don't know anything about the tree. The little one in decent health. Bring that up to the camera. I have given this a quick repot now, interestingly, and I didn't know this until I looked closely. It's the branch is grafted, or the lead is grafted, and actually on the big one, if I zoom in a little bit, all the branches are similar. They appear to be. That's not a great angle. Let me get in a bit better. You can see there. Branches appear to be grafted in all locations. And someone on one of the online groups said that's pretty common. They're both the same style of ficus, but one has more dense, smaller foliage, so they're the branches that get grafted on. One of the other potential issues, well, it's not really an issue, I guess. You can see I mean, I thought, and I assume they are, some pretty significant wire marks. But this one at the bottom, I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to see through to the other side. It's about an inch where it's been dug in. Look, I can stick my finger right in. So there's some things that I'm not totally happy with. Anyway, it clearly needs repotting. I've never repotted anything like this. I'm a bonsai hobbyist, and by that I mean I butcher most of the things I own. So this may well be a butchering. They shouldn't be out in the cold either. You know, it's far too cold for these, so I need to get this done as quickly as possible. But it isn't going to be quick, because not only have I got to dig the soil out, but I've got to see how the roots are. So I'm going to chuck the little one back inside. I'll be back in a second. So I've just checked my phone and it's 3 degrees in the UK right now where I am. It's not pleasant. Let me just give a quick spin so you can see it from all angles. And the other thing is it's bare this side. Looks like whatever was there has snapped, and then whatever was placed or grafted in there just never took. But actually, I don't mind that side. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That one's initially better because of the roots, but I don't know if you can see on the camera that the damp appears to be quite high. I could end up losing a lot of these roots today. So let's try and get this set up in a position where we can see what I'm doing. And I've not recorded a video like this before, so we'll see how it goes. Right then, first things first, let's get it out the ceramic pot. So these ceramic pots, it's a pot with a drip tray, but they're cemented together, which is frustrating. So no wonder it's been sat damp. There's nowhere for the water to run off. Let me move this out of the way. Get rid of that. Put that over there as well. I was worried. This table, it's only a cheap little table from Amazon. And I was worried about the weight of this, but it seems to be okay. Right. So there's not going to be an easy way of doing this. I just need to get stuck in. So the first thing I need to do is get it out of this plastic. And because I've not watered it since I brought it home, I'm hoping we can get it out of here quite easily. Okay. Let's see how it goes. Oh, there we go. Right, chuck this out of the way as well. We are cooking on gas. Okay. Let's have a look underneath, shall we? Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised. That should be on camera. I'm gonna have to keep checking. Yeah, that's okay, that angle's good. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. There's a good mix of fine roots and some fresh, healthy looking roots as well. So that is positive. Let me move these tools out of the way. And let's get some of this soil off. See what the scale of this rot is. Hopefully it's minimal, because these roots, I mean, look at this, look, it's just, these roots are just crumbling. Oh no. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you can have a real... I mean, that should not be happening. Anyway, let's get rid of the main bulk of the soil, and then we can worry about the roots afterwards. So while I'm doing this, I wasn't going to, it was never in my mind to start recording videos, and then I picked this beast up and thought, it would be nice to have some sort of document in the future. Oh my gosh, it's even worse around the back. Let me show you. Look at this, it's just like old rotting wood you'd find in an old house. Yeah, I never had any intention of recording videos, and I watch a lot on YouTube. But I thought it'd be nice to have something in the future to look back on with this tree. And then I thought, actually, it would be nice to have that for all of the trees that I've got and plants that I've got. I mean, oh, this isn't even soil, this is just dead wood. It's not looking good. It's a shame. The soil's not too bad. I thought it was very, very dense and compacted when I first looked at it, but actually, it's not bad. I mean, it's not really suitable for this tree, I don't think, but what I mean is it's not in a bad condition. Let's light over and have a look underneath. So yeah, and then I thought, well, I take photos of all of the plants and trees that I've got, so I've got some record that I can look back on in the future. But the video log would be cool. So I'm obviously going to put this on YouTube, but I'm more talking to myself than anticipating anybody watching these. If anybody does and finds them interesting, I pity you. Right, we're going to be left with no base left. I mean, the good news is there's some healthy roots underneath. The bad news is these big ones. I mean, look at that, that's just crumbling. And that is the root, you can see the change in colour. So yeah, I thought, you know what? Actually, let me buy some kit. So these videos are not going to be professional by any means. They're not going to be, well, they're not going to have fancy graphics like some people do and an amazing intro, because I don't really care about that, to be honest. I just see it as another element of a hobby that I really enjoy. And I mean, even now, I don't know that this microphone's even working properly. So we'll have a look afterwards. Right. I'm already realising I've set the camera up on the wrong side. I'm right-handed, so I'm inclined to tilt the tree to the left. So let me move this around, change the view. That's a bit better. Is it better? It's as better as we'll get it. There we go. Here's half the base going now. I mean, there's a good 5-6 inches there that have just fallen away. So if anybody's wondering how much I paid for both of these, the small one that I've put back inside and this big one, it was £50, which I feel is a good price. I mean, obviously it came with complications, but from what I've read, the videos that I've watched, these are pretty hardy plants, and you can chop off a lot of roots. And I mean, I've seen some on YouTube where they literally have just got a saw and gone straight across. Something I don't want to be doing. Right, I'm just going to have to get rid of all of this soil because it's in the way. 2 seconds. Right, back. So this is the state of affairs at the moment. Still a bit more soil to get off. Let me move that around that side a little bit. That's good. All is good in the hood. Right. Here we go. We're starting getting into some of this. It's hard to tell if these are rotted. These sort of air roots, or if they are just in the vicinity of a rotting area. Okay, what is that? Some blue plastic. Some more plastic. Who knows? Okay, hopefully that's showing up on the camera there. That root is just sawdust. When I repotted the little one, which there's no real signs of poor condition, it really smelt badly when I got into the underneath, and there was no rot, not that I could see, but I think it's just a case of someone's bought these and I say this like I know what I'm doing, but someone's bought them and just watered the life out of them. With all good intention, and and then probably realised they might have smelt it or seen the rot developing and thought, actually, you know what, let's cash in while I can. Okay, there's a big piece of root just crumbled away here. Oh, look at this. You can actually take chunks of the root out with my hand. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. Fairly confident. It's just the aesthetic of the tree might be impacted more than anything. So I was watching a greenwood bonsai video, and he was dealing with a tree that had come in. I think he purchased it, and then might have been a Yamadori. I'm sure it was a Yamadori sort of style. So there was, these big, hefty chunks of roots, and he discovered that the rot had set in, and he pretty much hacked half the tree off. I'm just going to give it a little bit of, oh, wrong one. Yeah, he hacked half the tree off to get absolutely certain of the rot, and the problem I have is he's obviously one of the biggest names in bonsai. I can't be totally confident of what is rot and what isn't. I mean, that looks rotten. Where's my secateurs? 1 second. They're in here. I suppose the only way to find out okay, it's actually alive. Interesting, but or the end of that root was, this whole chunk here does not look healthy at all. But hey, I'll take it if it is. Okay. So I'm going to stop the video now because there's only so much of someone scraping a tree that you want to watch. And I'll come back once I'm in a position to move forwards with it. Okay, so just about got rid of all the soil. And some of these roots don't look too bad. It's the big ones that I'm concerned about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break because my hand is numb. It's not really what I want to be doing because this shouldn't be kept in the cold. But the next task is going to be just having a bit more of a look at the roots. And I think I found the problem underneath the tree. You see, there's quite a big cavity, as you'd expect, and packed in there was a mixture of like sand and weird soil, and this plasticky This plasticky material might have been the problem. I have no idea actually. I could just be totally making that up. So now a break, a couple of minutes, let my hand warm up, and then we'll get back to it. I'm so envious right now of that house in the distance who's getting all of the morning sun. And then this is in the shade until the afternoon. Not helping my chilly fingers.